All right, so just got back from a walk. I was thinking about on my walk, my spiritual life. I was thinking about where I am, where I'm headed, where I want to be in a few years. And the most important thing to kind of understand where it is that I'm going to be in a few years is to understand the path that I'm currently on, right? Like, where am I currently headed or what am I facing towards? And I saw a really big. This has nothing to do with the path thing, but I saw a really big open field, and it has high, like it had really high grass. And for me, someone who's from New York, one of the things I've had to realize since being in Texas is you don't walk in high grass. Like I don't walk in high grass. Let me kind of put it that way. I know that rattlesnakes and other things that I do not even know about might be in that tall grass. Therefore, I stay away from it. I just, I just don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't like. I'm not afraid of snakes in the sense that like I wouldn't like I've held snakes before. Um, at a birthday party when I was 8 years old. Uh, but I'm genuinely like I would hold a snake today. Like I'm not super afraid of it, but like this is a poisonous snake. This is their habitat, right? So I've had to like reconcile with the fact that, like, dude, I live in a place where dangerous things actually abide. Like they live. Like this is their habitat, their home. So, so I was just sometimes you just you have all the context for what it is that you're thinking, and then when you think about something you're like, oh, like it brings all of that context into into something that makes sense. So I was thinking about my spiritual life, and I was thinking about where I am with God and where I'm headed, and how well I'm doing or well I'm not doing with following Jesus. How am I doing at it? And I thought about like that grass, and like immediately it was one of those things that like I had all the context for, but I was like, if Jesus was in the grass, like if he was in like just the middle of this huge field, would I want to be so close to him that I would walk through the grass, like just to be near him? Because the choice is like super simple. Like I don't have to walk through the grass, right? Like I don't have to, like I can be near enough to Jesus. I can see Jesus, right? Like I can see him. I don't do I have to be like right next to him? Going to be near him would be a choice. And would I be just like satisfied with just seeing him, or being, close enough to see him? And I immediately had like all the context for it because I know I'm in the middle of let's call it transition because it's a churchy word, and it's fun to say. So I, I I was thinking about our boy Peter, who gets a tough rap. He gets a tough rap, but but Peter like walked out on water. Pretty awesome thing, right? Pretty sick. I was thinking about the boat though. Like the boat is this thing that was made, like some men made it, like they got some wood together and supplies, and like they made this thing to get them through the sea. And I was thinking about this, like this man-made device that's used to get them through the God-made world that they're a part of, the sea included. And I was like, man, like this again, one of those things I just had the context for. Like, what's a man-made device? Like, what's a thing for me that I am using to get through life? I knew like immediately that I've been studying profiles, like personality profiles, a lot lately, and I knew personality was it for me. Like, personality is the thing that I've relied heavily on recently to build and develop relationships, and I'm relying on it in my future to help me with building, establishing, and creating a business, a brand, and all that good stuff that people like talking about these days. And um, so the thought was like, okay, where do these two things parallel? Like Peter wanted so much to be close to Jesus that he made a decision that he didn't have to make. He could have just stayed in, like, there was nothing telling him that he had to get out of the boat. It was his wanting to be close to Jesus that said, like, hey, like, Papa, if you could do it, like, I want to do it too. And I want to be where you are. As a matter of fact, I feel more safe near you than I feel in this boat, right? Like that's what a choice is. Like a choice is, hey, I prefer this other thing to this other thing, right? Like so you say I prefer like being close to you. Like if you say I can do it, then I prefer being close to you, then I prefer to like stay in this boat right now. Like I feel safer there. So for me, just kind of looking at that open field, thinking about Jesus and would I willingly choose to walk into this possibly snake infested tall grass just to be close to Jesus? Like there was no reason there. Like Peter didn't, there wasn't something, Jesus didn't have something in his hand. It was like, hey, Peter, you want a Werther's original? Like it wasn't, it wasn't like that. Like he made the choice to go out there. So would I go out there into the tall grass just to be close to Jesus? And would I let go? Like, would I step outside of this device that I'm building, like this personality, studying the Enneagram and Myers Briggs, so that I can, you know, lubricate my social interactions and like make them easier? And the truth is, man, like the truth is, in 50 years, 100 years, what difference will it make if I was able to get on with people a little bit better? Only what I do for Christ is going to last. And like that's so utterly true. It doesn't even need my confirmation. Like even me saying it right now means nothing because it's true anyways, right? Like only what you do for Christ is going to last. And so me trying to like build this thing, build relationships, build whatever, build my own little contraption that helps me get through life, like the boat. Uh, what is it for? Um, Maybe that's I don't want to say what is it for, but what my point here is do I prefer that? Do I feel more safe in that when I encounter people or when I meet people, or do I just want to be close to Jesus? And what does being close to Jesus mean? Like it means doing what he's asked me to do. Like do I prefer like positioning my life and bringing Jesus up in conversations with people who aren't believers, not because like I have some like overwhelming agenda, but also because I have an agenda, right? Like this is this is someone who has been phenomenally, like unbelievably kind to me, and he's asked me to share that with people. So I and I know like on a practical level, when when I do that, I feel so much closer to him. I feel so much closer. So look, this isn't an encouraging word or anything. That's not why I'm sharing it. For honestly, I'm doing it just to track the journey a little bit. This is a bit of a snapshot of just a moment of where I am right now, and realizing that this is something that I'm challenged by and something that I need to grow in, and a bit of an altar in a way, just kind of like, you know what, like I want to remember the moment that I realized, okay, you have a decision to make here, Chaz. Are you going to choose that every time you see Jesus, every time you have the opportunity to get closer to him, are you going to choose to get close? Like that's crazy too. Like Jesus was coming to the boat. Like Peter wanted to be so close to Jesus so badly that he walked out to him when he was coming to the boat. And like, I don't want to be close to Jesus that much, like that much. Um, but I know he wants to be close to me that much. And he's This is a snapshot. This is where I am right now. It's what I'm thinking right now. There's no resolve for this. Like I'm not gonna. There's no scripture that's like, but, and this is how it all resolves and ties together. That doesn't exist right now. But what I do clearly recognize is, even then I was about to make something up. I don't. There's not even anything that I clearly know. It's not. This is just a snapshot. Anyways, I'm just gonna go. All right.
What the